right, people, we are going to get back into this Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley 95 Primetime Live interview with Diane Sawyer. I already told y'all the first part of this video, it made me a little uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie, because they talked about, or Michael talked about, how they took pictures of his privates and stuff, and just the look on his face, he just looked very freaking terrified, and it made me really sad and uncomfortable. But yeah, y'all, so without further ado, we are just gonna hop straight into this video.
With me, of course, Michael Jackson and Lisa Marie Presley. Welcome to Primetime. Glad you're here. Thank you. It occurs to me, looking at the two of you, I have got to start by asking how this marriage took place, how it began. Let me guess that it was not over miniature golf and a hot dog someplace. When did it start? When was the dating?
Well, we first met, she was 7 years old and I was 17. This was in Las Vegas. She used to come and see my show all the time. We had the only family show on the Strip. It's the Jackson 5. And she used to come as a little girl and sit right up front. She came quite often. She came with a lot of bodyguards.
And had you stayed in touch over all these years?
Sure.
I didn't know he was that much older.
And I'd, talk and say hi, and then she'd come again. And I thought she was sweet and loving, and I always hoped I'd see her again.
And who first talked about marriage?
We didn't stay in touch.
We didn't stay in touch after that, no.
He had, go ahead. You want to say what happened?
No,
later
you can
with,
say. You have a good memory.
No, you said you were going to say it.
Our first argument here.
They act just like a couple.
Who proposed? I mean, how did marriage actually get discussed?
Well, at first, this is what happened. When she was 18, I used to tell my lawyer, John Branca, do you know Lisa Marie Presley? He'd go, well, I represent her mother. I go, well, can you get in touch with her? Because I think she's really cute. And he'd laugh every time. He goes, I'll do my best. That's what he'd say. Then he'd come back. I said, well, did you find out? He said, no, there's nothing. So I would worry him about this all the time. The next thing I noticed, there's a picture on a magazine cover where she's married, which really tore me to pieces. And then, because I felt that was supposed to be me. I really did.
And what was the countdown to your marriage? Tell me who said the word marriage first.
I did.
He did.
I did.
When? Where?
When?
On
where?
the telephone.
Yeah, on the telephone.
He first asked me.
When?
We were dating now for 4 months. Right? 4 months?
I don't remember.
Well, anyway, we were spending a lot of time together. I don't know how I didn't manage to get in the press.
Oh, look at me looking at her!
I was in Las Vegas. We were in we were everywhere. I went to Atlanta. We were in bookstores. We were not hiding it.
And you said yes right away?
I was separated for 4 months, and he said, what would you do if I asked you to marry me? And I said, I would.
Big I would, though. You were really enthusiastic.
I have to ask you this because I can only imagine the number of lawyers involved in a prenuptial agreement between these two fortunes. Is there one? A careful one?
Well, we've worked out things and we've signed certain things, but of course, that's very confidential.
We agree. We made agreements prior, yes.
As you know, the reaction to this marriage, and I know you feel strongly about it, but the reaction to this marriage has been across the spectrum, everything from astonishment to delight to suspicion, that it was somehow too convenient. Lisa, did you ask Michael about the charges? Did the two of you talk about the impact
Look how she's looking at Diane.
Absolutely not. He called, I was in touch with him through the whole process of this charge was going on. I was talking to him when he disappeared. I was actually supposed to go to San Juan, Puerto Rico when he left and disappeared, and I got a call that he wasn't going to be there, and I was actually part of the whole thing with him, but talking to him on the phone. So I didn't...
Did you say to him, are they true?
No, I didn't. No, I actually did not.
I want to take a minute here, and I'm going to come back to the marriage.
Sorry. He went on and on and on about it, so I didn't really have to say, are the allegations true? It was, you know, on the phone, you know, and
over and over
just
again.
Constant, yeah.
Well, because I know that you've wanted to express similar sentiments for a long time, I want to ask a few things about the charges, but first I want to establish for the viewers here, there are no ground rules. You have said to me you are not afraid of any questions, so I wanted that understood by everybody before we proceed. I think I want to begin by making sure that the terms are clear. You have said that you would never harm a child. I want to be specific as I can. Did you ever, as this young boy said you did you ever sexually engage, fondle, have sexual contact with this child or any other child?
Never, ever. I could never harm a child or anyone. It's not in my heart. It's not who I am. And it's not what I'm not even interested in that.
And what do you think should be done to someone who does that?
To someone who does that, what I think it should be done, gee, I think they need help in some kind of way.
What type of question is that?
How about the police photographs, though? How was there enough information from this boy about those kinds of things?
The police photographs, that they took of me.
Yes.
There was nothing that matched me to those charges.
There was nothing. There was nothing that concurred.
That's why I'm sitting here talking to you today. There was not one iota of information that was found that could connect me.
So when we've heard that there was a marking of some kind.
No markings.
No markings.
No.
Why did you?
Why am I still here then?
You're not going to ask me about that, are you? Sorry, about the markings.
You can volunteer.
No, I'm just, the point is that when that finally got concluded that there was no matchup, then it was printed this big as opposed to how big it was, what the matchup was supposed to be.
It didn't work. It isn't so. The whole thing is a lie.
Why did you settle the case then? Why did you settle the case? And it looks to everyone as if you paid a huge amount of money.
Most of that's
to get
folklore.
silence.
I talked to my lawyers and I said, can you guarantee me that justice will prevail? And they said, Michael, we cannot guarantee you that a judge or a jury will do anything. And with that, I was like catatonic. I was outraged.
How much money was it?
Totally outraged. So what I said, I have got to do something to get out from under this nightmare. All these lies and all these people coming forward to get paid and these tabloid shows, just lies, 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 lies. So what I did, we got together again with my advisors, and they advised me, it was hands down, a unanimous decision, resolve the case. This could be something that could go on for 7 years.
How much money was it?
Let's get it behind us.
Can you say how much?
It's not what the tabloids have printed. It's not all this crazy, outlandish one. No, it's not at all. I mean, the terms of the agreement are very confidential.
I want to ask. Barred to discuss it.
The specific terms.
So
it's specific amounts.
The idea isn't fair. What they put me through, because there wasn't one piece of information that says I did that. In any way, they turned my room upside down, went through all my books, all my videotapes, all my private things, and they found nothing that can say Michael Jackson did this. Nothing.
But let me ask you a couple of questions.
To this day, nothing. Still nothing.
Let me ask
nothing,
you a couple.
Nothing.
Nothing. I got nothing. As you may or may not know, we have called everyone we can call. We have checked everything we can check. We have gone and tried to see if what we heard before is in fact the case. I want to ask you about two things. These reports that we read over and over again, that in your rooms they found photographs of young boys, not of adults.
Young boys, there's children, all kind of girls and everything.
Then that they found photographs, books, of young boys who were undressed.
No.
Didn't happen.
No, not that I know of, unless people sent me things that I haven't opened. People know my love for children, so they send me books from all over the world, from South America, from Germany, from Italy, from Sweden.
So if people say that they found those things, if there's an indication, let them come forward, let them produce them, right?
Yeah, because I get all you wouldn't believe the amounts of mail that I get. And if you say to somebody, you know, if I let the fans know I love Charlie Chaplin, I'll be swarmed in Charlie Chaplin paraphernalia. But if I say I love children, which I do, they swarm me with everything pertaining to kids.
Any other settlements in process now or previously with children making these kinds of claims? We have heard that there is one, not a case that the prosecutors would bring in court, but that once again you're talking about shelling out.
No, that's not true. No. It's not true. I think I've heard everything is fine and there are no others.
I guess, let me ask this, and I'm trying to think how to phrase it, though. I can hear out in the country people saying, and you've been cleared of all the charges, we want to make that clear. People saying, look, here is a man who is surrounded by things that children love. Here is a man who spent an inordinate amount of time with these young boys.
That's right.
What is a 36-year-old man doing sleeping with a 12-year-old boy, or a series of them?
Right. Okay, when you say boys, it's not just boys, and I've never invited just boys to come in my room. Come on, that's ridiculous. And that's a ridiculous question. But since people want to hear it, you know, the answer, I'll be happy to answer it. I have never invited anyone into my bed, ever. Children love me, I love them, they follow me, they want to be with me. But anybody can come in my bed. A child can come in my bed if they want.
I can say, sorry, I've seen this. I've seen it a lot. I've seen kids, I've seen him with children in the last year. I've seen it enough to where I can see how that can happen. It's, you know, I understand.
Isn't part of being an adult, and you have a 2-year-old child, 2-year-old boy.
Yeah, let me just, sorry.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that I've seen these children, they don't let him go to the bathroom without
Come on, Lisa.
running in there with him. And they won't
Stand up
let
for
him
your
out of their
man.
sight. So when he jumps in the bed, I'm even out. You know, they jump in the bed with him.
But isn't part of being an adult and loving children, keeping children from ambiguous situations? And again, we're talking about over an intense period of time here. Would you let your son, when he grows up and is 12 years old, do that?
You know what, if I didn't know who Michael, no way. But I happen to know who he is and what he is. And that makes it, you know, I know that he's not, you know, I know that he's not like that, and I know he has a thing for children, and go ahead, sorry.
I just wonder, is it over? You're going to make sure it doesn't happen again. I think this is really the key thing people want to know, that there are not going to be more of these sleepovers in which people have to wonder.
Nobody wonders when kids sleep over at my house.
But
Nobody
are they
wonders.
over? Are you going to watch out for it now?
Watch out for
just
what?
for the sake of the children and for everything you've been through?
It's all moral and it's all pure.
To set up this
I don't
shit.
even think that way. It's not what's in my heart.
So you'll do it again?
Ever do what again?
I mean, you'll have a child sleeping over.
Of course, they want.
Yes.
It's on the level of purity and love and just innocence, complete innocence. If you're talking about sex, and that's a nut. That's not me. Go to the guy down the street, because it's not Michael Jackson. It's not what I'm interested in.
Okay, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, Elizabeth Taylor talked to us a little bit about what she saw when she went over and talked to you in the middle of this and helped you get treatment for addiction to painkillers.
Oh, wow.
When we come back.
One thing I could definitely say that I love that Lisa Marie is doing is that she has a really good guard up to Diane, because Diane is really trying to set up these trick questions, these trap questions, you know what I'm saying? These subliminal type questions to get him to answer in a way that he wouldn't even catch on to it. So it's like, okay, yeah, now I got you. Lisa, she has like this I like the eye contact that she is giving Diane, and I like the fact that she is standing up for Michael, because Michael is very soft-spoken and he is, you know, he's being attacked, so the shit can be draining. He could just be tired from this shit, but Lisa, she got energy. She got energy. She got time today, so I'm liking that. But yeah, like I said, it's so obvious that she's trying to set up these trick questions, these trap questions for Michael. And I like the fact that he is also too standing up for himself, but I can also tell that he's very tired from from that whole situation. But yeah, y'all, this is part 2 of this reaction. I'm gonna get into part 3. So yeah, guys, I will see you in the next one soon. Bye.